Our next video takes us right here to Plano, Texas. More specifically, we're here at the shops at Legacy. We're here to look into a case that happened back in 2014. It's the case of one Christina Morris.
This is the security camera footage police say shows Christina Morris's last moments before she disappeared. It was Labor Day weekend 2014. Morris was out partying with Enrique Aroche and some friends. Investigators say the group eventually made it back to a friend's Plano apartment, and when Aroche left at 3:30 a.m., Morris went with him. At 3:55 a.m., surveillance footage from the shops at Legacy showed the two walking in a parking garage. 3 minutes later, the cameras capture Aroche's Camaro leaving. Morris hasn't been seen since.
We split after I saw my car. I went to my car. I don't know where she went or if she went to her car. I just went to my car and left.
Aroche told us back in 2014 that he had nothing to hide. After 3 months of non-stop searching for Morris, police arrested Aroche after finding DNA in his trunk.
As a mother's gut instinct and as a family, we knew from day one that he had an involvement with Christina's disappearance.
During the trial, prosecutors used cell phone records, tower pings, bank records, and purchases to track Aroche's behavior.
And that's that the defendant is responsible for the disappearance of Christina Morris.
In September of 2016, a jury found him guilty of aggravated kidnapping. He was sentenced to life in prison. And as he did back in 2014 to us, Aroche has never admitted to anything.
I had nothing to do with her disappearance.
And as you enter the shops at Legacy right here, you're going to see this cemetery. It's kind of right in the middle. It's kind of a weird place for a cemetery. I don't know the whole history behind it, but who knows? Maybe one day we can do a video on it. But until then, here it sits. This is the entryway to here, to the shops at Legacy. We're making our way through. And there's some people out and about here on this nice Saturday, early afternoon. It was in this spot right here that on August 30th, 2014, that 23-year-old Christina walked into the shops at Legacy parking garage with an unknown acquaintance. Investigators later identified that unknown acquaintance as Enrique Aroche, an acquaintance from high school. And according to the affidavit for a search warrant of his home, Aroche did initially lie to the police, saying he and Christina did not enter the parking garage together. But the two are seen on the security camera walking into the garage at 3:55 a.m. And in that security footage, you can see this fountain that they're headed towards right there. And it was right here through this entryway that they made their way to the parking garage. Now at 3:58 a.m., Aroche's car leaves the garage. Christina's car never moves. And it was here where she was never seen again. Now in this parking garage, like I said, this is where Enrique's car was parked. Now Christina's DNA was found in the trunk of his car. He had a 2010 Chevy Camaro. And officers also found significant amount of female DNA samples from blood and saliva on the edge of his car, the trunk of his car. Now police believe that he left the parking garage with Christina in the trunk of his car. Her body, however, remained missing. And on December 14th, 2016, Aroche was convicted for aggravated kidnapping, and he was sentenced to life in prison. And law enforcement officials do believe that Enrique was enraged at Christina's refusal to be with him and thus chose to seek revenge in the only way he can think of. And to this day, Oroki still claims that he's an innocent man. Our next stop is taking us right out here to Anna, Texas. We're on the intersection of Taylor Boulevard and Black Willow Trail. On this next section, we had some audio issues. I didn't realize this until way after the fact, so I had to do a voiceover. And this is only for the portion where the camera was facing me. So if the audio is not matching what my mouth is saying, that's why. So for 3.5 years, Christina has been missing, but on every Saturday, family, friends, even strangers all met up to search for her. But on March the 7th, 2018, human skeletal remains were found by construction workers over in a wooded area along the 1800 block of Black Willow Trail and Taylor Boulevard. A man by the name of Andy Mitchell and his brother both were part of a crew clearing brush from the patch of land when something caught his attention. Andy was quoted as saying, "You could just really see up on the hillside over there in a little opening. There was a skull laying there," he said. Mitchell said the skull was near what appeared to be a woman's dress and undergarments. Now, as you can see the area around me here, behind me, over to the left of me, this land is still under development. There's still houses being built, so it's really hard to pinpoint exactly where those remains were found.
The Collin County Medical Examiner's Office has examined the recovered remains and this morning has positively identified the remains as those of Christina Morris.
Christina's skeletal remains were found in a remote wooded area near Anna, Texas, about 30 miles away from where she was last seen in Plano. Christina's mom was inconsolable.
I just want everybody to know. Please respect our privacy. We need to heal.
Part of the healing process for Christina's mother was to go back to lay flowers where her beautiful daughter's body was found. She also lashed out on Facebook. "Enrique, you will rot in hell." Now that Christina has been found, one of the questions prosecutors have to answer is, will Enrique Orochi also be charged with her murder?
Well, after those remains were found by the crew, they were positively identified as Christina Morris by the county medical examiner on March 9th, 2018. This was nearly 3.5 years after she already disappeared in August of 2014. Now, the location where Christina's body was found fits much of the evidence from the trial. The trial for Enrique said, notably, data pings from cell towers in this area suggested that Orochi and Christina's phones have been in the area around Anna, Texas. Now, to this very day, and from what I looked at online, I could not find anywhere where her cause of death was released. So that's, like I said, well, I just couldn't find anything where that's ever been revealed. But this is the area right here where her remains ended up being found 3.5 years later. You can see a lot of the brush. And it could have been up in that area, but who knows? I don't know exactly where, but it was right around here somewhere. As you can see, they're still constructing houses on this land, but it was right here in Anna, Texas. We're going to head on out and go visit Christina's final resting place. So we've made our way here to Ridgeview Memorial Park here in Allen, Texas. And we were actually here a couple months ago doing a video. It was the grave of Dave Williams. Right over there is where he's buried, the lead singer of Drowning Pool. So, yeah, we're back here again, and right over that way is the grave of Christina Morris. Now, yeah, it's probably hard to tell just from looking at it through the video, but the cemetery itself, it's not very big. So when the family members tried to find a final resting place for her, they really wanted to bury her here because she was born and raised in Allen. And so all the plots at this small cemetery were already purchased, so there was nothing left. So what happened was, believing it was a long shot, but it was one worth taking, Christina's stepsister Sarah Estes wrote a post on Facebook asking if anyone with a plot would be willing to sell it to the family. Well, lo and behold, there are still good people in the world. Within days, they received multiple offers, and they were able to lay Christina to rest right here. There it is. It's a beautiful marker. As you can see, has her picture right there. It says beloved daughter, sister, granddaughter, best friend, Christina Marie Morris, July 25th, 1991, August 30th, 2014. Right here is a little vase with some flowers. It says love never fails. But yeah, I mean, thankfully the family was able to get some closure on this. I mean, it took 3.5 years where she was declared missing. But still unfortunate. Very sad. But that's her, Christina Marie Morris. And right around the side here, her marker, looks like someone left a little mini New York license plate with her name on it. I'm not sure what that represents, but that's pretty cool. And then on the back side here, it says Christina Marie, dream as if you'll live forever, live as if you'll die today. All right, that about does it here from Ridgeview Memorial Park here in Allen, Texas. Yeah, this is the case of Christina Morris. Real sad case when you really dive into it all. But it got national attention back in 2014, a lot of national news programs. But yeah, but all in all, still very sad. But again, we're going to head on out. Just like and subscribe. Leave your comments, thoughts, prayers, whatever you want down below in the comments section. And we will see you guys next time.